We want it to be chill for you. So talk Lord of the Rings to us, bro.
Oh.
Let's hear about middle girth.
What about middle girth? Oh yeah, we were gonna look up those special where you have to really commit like 30 minutes of learning a little bit of backstory. You're gonna know more about the Valar by the time you come than you did before if you watch these real ones. Have you guys ever actually jacked off to like the Captain Sparrow full-length movies? Because
like
I've
Pirates?
only seen those like the Pirates, the Lord of the
So
Rings.
I remember
full-length
Vivid.
one.
Was it Vivid that did Pirates like back in like 2005 or something?
Oh, I was jacking off to like still images and just previews at that point.
Was that the most expensive video made at that time? Or like
You remember that, right? You know what I'm talking about?
There was a lot.
Pirates.
That
Yeah.
So I hate that I've been bringing up Entourage 5 weeks in a row now on the
Literally
podcast.
nonstop.
But, like,
Cut it out.
Yeah,
Jesse
relevant
Jane-
show, man.
Jesse Jane is in an episode and she's like just so hype and I'm like, oh yeah, this was Pirates.
Yeah.
And I don't remember. I think there was like this cost $1 million. They paid the men and women nothing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They spent it all on a
but
set.
they got a real sound guy and
Yeah.
cameraman.
And a real
We put a
set.
lot of money into the script. Actually, we had to hire a couple script writers.
They got
went through a few
costumes
drafts.
and stuff. Yeah. They
went through a
did
few
the most.
drafts.
They had to bury the treasure. That was the most of the budget.
Yeah,
They also,
I
I
didn't
don't
really-
know. Was that
I
a
seem
swing
to
and a miss on the
recall-
pirate joke there?
I seem to recall that a couple of them like would in between tits like actually show you a bad CGI of a threat to keep a plot moving. Like there would be a shark or a kraken or a creature so that like really you're not going to come too fast. There's still a threat.
Yeah, there's just
You
like
wanna
an
get
out of
back.
context squid.
I think
that's
that's really
not-
the kind of like an edger wants to watch. Someone who just wants to do it all
A
night.
gooner.
It's
A
not
real
gonna.
gooner,
It's not gonna work in 2023. Something like that, because in 2023, that's like Chekhov's Kraken. Don't show a Kraken unless its tentacles are going into all of the women, and that's just where we're at in 2023. Like the bar has been raised.
You like that,
like
though?
everyone knows about hentai. No, I do not. I
Yeah.
do not.
I don't
I
have
don't. I
tentacles,
swear.
so I can't
I swear.
self-insert
Yeah.
into that. I need there to
It's
be a penis
confusing
involved, or
to
I
me.
got
No,
nothing
I
to do
do.
with
I do. Yeah, I can't even take in lesbian because I'm like, just throw a guy in the corner. Let me have
You wanna feel
some
safe?
narrative connection here of where I am in this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm like, what? I'm like The Room. I'm like God watching, like what's the going on?
Yeah.
Like,
And if you were there, like, you'd be bothering them. You wouldn't be able to get off. You'd be like, I'm just upsetting these ladies trying to have gay sex, and they don't want
Yeah.
me here. So
unless they're the guy there and it was written into the bit that he's like just a nuisance being there, and they're like spitefully ignoring him, I can get an angle on that. I could find something to ride out on that.
I can picture you dressed exactly like that with the hat and the headphones, but they're actually ear guards because you're like weed whackering outside the window.
It's my wife, and I'm like this.
your wife's sleeping with another woman,
Yeah.
and you hate it.
I don't
Well, the
like
neighbors
I don't
thing.
like tentacles having sex.
I don't
No.
like drawings. I don't get anyone who's into drawings.
Okay,
That's what really.
I'll reveal something.
Do it.
No, I shouldn't.
No.
You already have.
Okay. So one time, this was crazy. This was so crazy, dudes. One time, I was gonna jerk off, and you know when you're like you would click it, and then it's like try not to come in 5 seconds, fatso. And I was like, okay, like, and you're always like, get out of the way in 4,
Yeah.
3, 2. But this one was like fucking this game or something.
No,
But it was
you
like it wasn't.
didn't.
But the reason why it was appealing was it wasn't like a click out to a web. It was like within like the porn sites.
You trust
someone? No, like
flash.
someone.
No, I
It was
trust it,
someone.
finally.
Like, you know when you go, you get a YouTube ad that's not an ad for like McDonald's or Sprite. It's like someone
Mhm.
else's YouTube channel. They bought a sponsored post, kind of. Well, I got that for a different channel, and I clicked it, and it was like these like crazy alien jacked like greasy dudes like having
elites.
sex with all the girls from Dead or Alive, the fighting game on Xbox.
Now I know why you clicked. Yeah.
I got caught up. I know, but like, even if I've seen that a billion times, I never stopped and gave it that dedication.
So you weren't jacking off to it. You were just kind of exploring mid-session.
No, this one I went to it. I'm literally saying like I went to it and I beat off to it.
Oh, okay.
And as soon as it was done, I was like, I haven't had like regret from masturbation since 1999. But what did I just do?
When you
Cut
were
all
jerking
of
to
this,
the
by the
thong
way.
song.
What was
Cut
the
all
scene?
of this.
What was the cartoon scene itself that got you? What was the
They were like on like this sick ass Unreal Engine 5 like spaceship fucking tunnel. Could have been from Alien Isolation. And then there were these guys. They shouldn't have been here. They're from like Warcraft 3. They were like these big and like all the girls from Dead or Alive were like just so about it. They were like down to party. But like they had like 9-foot green boners. And they were like, everyone was wet. Everyone was so wet and shiny.
Reflective.
And I don't even know how much of what I'm saying is accurate or is like what from the memory that I'm creating here. Because everything happened so fast.
Yeah, well, we're going to fact check.
Yeah. So tell me something about
We're going to cut to that.
So welcome. What about, tell me about Lord of the Rings. You never beat off to a good old Lord of the Rings?
No, I never beat off to a good Lord of the Rings. I think I have too much respect for the source material to look at J.R.R. Tolkien's characters in that way. And that's why I appreciate like Kate Blanchett. I appreciate she has like classy sized tits. That added a lot. Can you imagine how hard it would have been to take Galadriel seriously if she was just knocking around?
Stacked. Yeah.
If she was absolutely stacked, wouldn't have been serious. So actually, no, I'll try jacking off Lord of the Rings. If there's something.
Well, I got a question for you then. Now that you're thinking,
I'm
like, I got a question.
After you, I'm next.
You're given like a mil, 2 mil, 3 mil. You're given 3 mil.
Yes.
And they're like, you got to direct Lord of the Rings.
Man, that's a lot of
what scene has to be there? What moves are you like? Are you 100? Are you getting a Nazgul fucking someone scene? You getting something like a Nazgul and a Hobbit? What's the Hobbit scene look like? Are you getting real people? Are you getting people and filming them like small?
You know what it would be? The Hobbit scene would be Samwise Gamgee at the party. And instead of him pussing out
Bilbo's,
and never actually talking to Rosie Cotton, he goes over, he talks to Rosie Cotton. She's wet. She's into it. They're both feeling it from Gandalf's fireworks show, 100%. In this version, Merry and Pippin don't ruin it. And then they go back to Bag End. Frodo's out. Remember, he's partying. And they fuck near the ring. And like it's almost kind of like they're so close and they don't even realize the power they're near. And then they get caught by Gandalf. Now, this is where it gets interesting because Gandalf wants to get involved with Rosie Cotton, and there's a huge size difference there. And so now you have.
Is that real? Is that accurate lore?
It wouldn't be
just said there.
Ian McKellen is gay, so we couldn't get Ian McKellen.
No, yeah.
It's not Ian McKellen though.
Is it accurate lore? Accurate lore in the books that Gandalf he fancies that person you're talking about?
No,
okay. Because at first I was like, yo, this is lore accurate. He's bringing up. People are like, yo, you see the Lord of the Rings.
It is and it isn't.
Yeah,
because the ring wouldn't have been at Bag End.
What's his name? That guy.
The ring would have still been in Bilbo's pocket at this point. It wouldn't have been at Bag End.
What's that chick guy's
still
name?
in my ass.
What's that guy's name? They cut him for. He was in the books, but
Tom Bombadil.
Tom Bombadil.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Right off Tom Bombadil, though. He'd be coming out right off the bat to let people know, like, this ain't fucking Peter Jackson.
100%. Tom Bombadil fucks. If you don't know his story, he's basically a magic man of the forest who was borderline so powerful, they're like, we can't involve this guy in the story. He was like, Tom Bombadil was so strong that when Gandalf, if I recall, was like, oh, do you want to help us on the mission? Or whatever, like in the books, Tom's just like, so red-pilled beyond caring. He's like I live in the woods and I play with animals. Fuck you. You enjoy your nonsense. If the Nazgul come here, I'll slay them with my woodland cock. And so, yeah,
That's
Tom Bombadil
fair,
would be
bro.
involved. Radagast would be involved. And now that I'm thinking about Lord of the Rings, there are a lot of men. There are not many female characters.
Hey, don't sound
had
like
to
a
go
problem
deep,
to me.
I had to go deep in the bench for Rosie Cotton right off the start.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
not many.
hard. That
Eowyn,
was a
actually.
reach.
Eowyn,
Like, are
she
we
enamored the fuck.
mad? Are we mad if you get studio notes that are like, we want 2 of the hobbits to be women and 2 to be men? And like, which ones are you gender bending? You have to, or the Jews are going to get you. So you have to do it. And if it's not you, it's your 3 generations of your family. So
That's true. I have to be wary of those Jews. But
yes,
I wouldn't have a problem with it as long as they didn't try and make Frodo a woman or Sam. It has to be canonical.
not our boys.
Not our boys.
Yeah, you can
There's
have
a
the
million.
lesser characters,
Yeah.
But
tertiary characters.
if you're gonna make, if you do make Frodo a woman, you have to make Sam a woman too, because there was definitely that homoerotic tension the entire walk.
then you have to make the spider a man.
You
And
do.
I got a good idea. Trust me.
Oh, with Shelob?
I've seen a lot of Shelob more like Helob.
like
a big
He's
wad.
like he's
Helob, a
tying
big
up
wad.
Frodo BDSM style.
yeah,
Yeah.
leather daddy.
I don't know if I like
Instead
that
of a
one.
spider, it's a leather daddy.
Are you
now.
getting sick now? I'm getting sick talking about it. I don't want it anymore.
I don't want it anymore either. I think it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
I think we should delete this whole segment.
Yeah, you had a lot of respect for about 48 seconds.
Well,
I
here,
wanna-
one question for you.
Oh, here we go.
Big fan, big Lord of the Rings fan.
Mhm.
Been reading the books for years. Read the Silmarillion, but honestly, have to do it again. That was hard to. You can't take that in one read.
It's lunacy. It is.
Oh,
it is the
it's
ramblings of someone
fucked.
who has almost lost their mind from fantasizing about a fake world for so long. Like,
Yeah.
when you read, like, I remember as a kid reading Lord of the Rings, loving it, and then getting the Silmarillion and thinking, like, time to expand my Lord of the Rings knowledge.
Yeah, you're like,
And
maybe
you
I
read
don't
it,
like it.
and it is straight up like him stream of consciousness sometimes being like, and then this Valar performed this rite, which enabled the elves to form this form of mithril. Oh, and another thing, this mountain I mentioned a while ago was even taller than I said. And here's a poem because I'm having a stroke. Like, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Just him, like, randomly going into Elvish. I skipped so much of that book because I'd be learning about the history of the dwarves, and then it would be 9 pages of him singing.
Mother, are you there?
No, the hardest part for me
Silmarillion's
was
not good.
the hardest part for me was you have like very different people, but their names have about 28 letters in them, but only 3 letters are different between the 2 names.
Mm-hmm.
So you're never sure which one he's really talking about.
How
Was it
long
like-
did he spend between Saruman and Sauron? That
Oh,
is one
dude.
thing that's like unreal lazy.
Yeah.
Unreal.
And I was just discussing this because with my girlfriend, she's seen it before, but it had been years. We sat down, we watched The Fellowship the other day. And I was arguing that in terms of the movies, I think I'd rather bang Galadriel than Arwen. And she thinks that was crazy talk.
What I
No,
think
that's-
is crazy,
that's
I think
that's
it's
a patrician's choice.